A few months ago, you could type a few words into a prompt box and watch a photorealistic train speed through a neon-lit mountain pass. OpenAI's Sora turned basic text into hyper-realistic cinematic video. The standalone app shot to the top of the Apple App Store. Executives at companies like Disney took immediate notice. Creators and tech analysts began openly discussing timelines for when synthetic media would entirely replace traditional film production. Then, exactly 6 months after its launch, OpenAI shut it down. This sudden exit stranded the software startups, creative agencies, and individual creators who had hastily reoriented their entire business models around the tool. They had built client offerings and production pipelines assuming Sora was a permanent fixture. Mistaking temporary access for permanent ownership carries a severe penalty. Building a business on rented technology means your momentum can be erased overnight. The decision to kill Sora was a calculated strategic pivot. OpenAI is preparing for a massive potential IPO, which requires streamlining operations and focusing on guaranteed revenue. Generating cinematic video requires immense computational power, draining resources that could be used elsewhere. Add in the growing public backlash over deepfakes, violent content, and copyrighted characters appearing in the generated outputs, and the app became an expensive liability. The company is now redirecting those resources toward highly profitable enterprise products, new coding tools, and a unified AI assistant. Costly consumer experiments are being left behind. A feature that feels absolutely essential to a creator's daily workflow might look completely expendable to the platform's management team. This exposes a structural flaw in the modern AI ecosystem. A vast majority of AI startups are not actually building proprietary assets. At the base is the foundational model, the incredibly expensive architecture owned by tech monopolies. On top sits the wrapper layer, where startups rely completely on the foundation's API. If the monopoly alters its pricing, the vertical connection is severed. The wrapper layer collapses instantly. This architecture allows developers to launch products with incredible speed and capitalize on commercial novelty. However, it creates complete structural fragility. Slapping an interface onto someone else's model does not create a sustainable company. It is simply signing a highly volatile lease. This dynamic carries heavy economic consequences for emerging markets, particularly in South Africa and the broader African continent. Most local businesses simply lack the immense capital required to build their own foundational AI models. They are forced to rely entirely on the large global platforms to participate in the digital economy. Because of this reliance, local digital progress and economic execution are chained to foreign corporate roadmaps and foreign pricing structures. Confusing a global platform's temporary convenience with true local empowerment leads directly to digital subjugation. To survive, educators and policymakers must prioritize platform literacy. People need to clearly recognize vendor lock-in, assess continuity risks, and understand who truly owns the tools they use every day. The primary defense is aggressive portability. Businesses must keep their data mobile and ensure their workflows can be transferred between different providers without friction. Leaders must build real business value through judgment, industry relationships, trust, and deep domain expertise, rather than relying solely on raw AI output. To build a durable future in the AI economy, innovators must realize that rented capability is never the same as real control.